Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Smart Learning. I'm David, and with me is my good friend Lisa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa. It feels great to be here again with all of you. David, you're right. Today's topic is not just interesting, it's life-changing. We're going to talk about the daily habits of successful people, those simple routines that can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you never miss our English learning tips.
Exactly, Lisa. People often ask, what makes successful people different? Some think it's about being lucky. Others believe it's about being super talented. But the truth is, success is usually the result of consistent habits, things that people practice every single day.
That's so true. Habits are like invisible threads weaving the fabric of our future. At first, they may seem small, but over time, they create powerful results. Think about it. If you spend only 30 minutes a day learning something new, in a year, you've invested more than 180 hours in personal growth. That's huge.
Absolutely. And the amazing part is, anyone can build these habits. You don't have to be rich or famous to start. All you need is the decision to make small, positive changes every day.
Yes, David. I always say your habits decide your future. If your daily routine is filled with positive actions like reading, exercising, setting goals, your future will be bright. But if your routine is filled with distractions and wasted time, then success will always feel far away.
Well said, Lisa. You know, there's a quote I really like. First, we make our habits, then our habits make us. That's why today's topic is so valuable. If we can understand and apply the habits of successful people, we can transform our lives step by step.
Exactly, and that's our goal today. We're going to look at the most common daily habits of successful people, break them down, and explain why they matter. We'll also share how anyone, even beginners, can start practicing these habits immediately.
Perfect. So, to all our listeners and learners, stay with us until the end, because by the time we finish, you'll have a clear picture of what daily routines can help you reach success.
All right, David. So, should we reveal the first habit?
Yes, the first and perhaps the most famous habit of successful people is...
Waking up early.
So Lisa, let's begin with the very first habit, waking up early. I believe this is one of the most powerful habits that almost all successful people share.
I completely agree, David. Waking up early gives you a head start on the day. When you wake up before everyone else, the world is quiet, peaceful, and full of opportunity. You can use that time to plan, reflect, and prepare without distractions.
Exactly. Think about it. If you wake up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning, you get at least 2 or 3 extra hours before most people even begin their day. Those hours can be used for reading, exercise, meditation, or working on personal goals.
Yes, and I've read that many famous leaders and entrepreneurs like Apple's CEO Tim Cook, or even great thinkers throughout history, had the habit of waking up very early. It allowed them to focus on what really mattered before the chaos of the day started.
Right. And waking up early isn't just about time. It's also about mindset. When you wake up early, you feel more in control of your life. You're not rushing or panicking. Instead, you start the day calmly and with purpose.
That's a great point. It's like choosing to lead the day instead of letting the day control you. Many people wake up late, and the first thing they feel is stress, rushing to school, to work, or to their responsibilities. But successful people design their mornings to be peaceful and productive.
Exactly. And here's another interesting fact. Studies show that early risers are often more proactive, more optimistic, and more likely to achieve their goals. It's not magic, it's simply because they have more focused time to take action.
And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even small morning routines can make a big difference. For example, when I wake up early, I like to spend the first 10 minutes just practicing gratitude. I write down 3 things I'm thankful for, and that sets a positive tone for the entire day.
That's wonderful, Lisa. For me, I like to use the early morning to read or listen to an audiobook. It's quiet, my mind is fresh, and I can learn something new without interruptions. Those early hours feel like a gift.
Yes, and here's the best part. Waking up early doesn't mean sacrificing sleep. Successful people also respect rest. They go to bed earlier so they can rise earlier with energy. It's about balance, not about suffering.
Exactly. If you try to wake up at 5 a.m. but sleep at midnight, you'll only feel tired. The key is to build a healthy rhythm. Sleep early, wake up early, and use that time wisely.
So, to sum it up, waking up early gives us peace, focus, extra time, and the right mindset. No wonder it's the first habit of so many successful people.
All right, Lisa, so the second daily habit of successful people is practicing gratitude. I think this one is really powerful, but many people don't pay enough attention to it.
You're right, David. Gratitude might seem simple, but it has an incredible impact on our mindset. When you take time each day to think about what you're thankful for, your brain starts focusing on the positive instead of the negative.
Exactly. Most people wake up and immediately think about problems, bills, deadlines, worries. But successful people start their day with gratitude. They ask themselves, what am I thankful for today? That small shift creates a powerful difference in their mood and decisions.
And science supports this too. Research shows that people who practice gratitude regularly are happier, less stressed, and even healthier. Gratitude reduces anxiety because it reminds you of what's already good in your life.
That's so true. I personally try to write down 3 things I'm grateful for every morning. It can be something big, like family or health, or something small, like a delicious meal or a good conversation.
I love that habit, David. For me, I like to say my gratitude out loud. Sometimes when I'm walking in the morning, I just say, thank you for this day. Thank you for my opportunities. Thank you for my friends and family. It immediately makes me feel lighter and more motivated.
That's beautiful, Lisa. And you know what's interesting? Gratitude also helps successful people stay humble. When you're grateful, you don't take things for granted. You recognize that success is not just about you, it's also about the people and opportunities that supported you along the way.
Yes, gratitude creates humility, and humility makes people more open to learning, growing, and building strong relationships. No one wants to work with someone who is arrogant, but everyone respects a person who is thankful.
That's such a good point. And gratitude also fuels perseverance. When challenges come, instead of only focusing on what went wrong, successful people remind themselves of what's still right in their lives. That strength helps them keep moving forward.
Exactly. Gratitude is like a light in dark times. Even when life feels hard, there's always something to be thankful for. A friend, a lesson, even just the fact that we're alive and able to try again.
So true, Lisa. And here's the best part. Gratitude is free. Anyone, anywhere can practice it. You don't need money or special tools. All you need is a few minutes each day to reflect on your blessings.
Absolutely. And the more you practice gratitude, the more you'll notice good things around you. It's like training your brain to see opportunities instead of problems.
So, Lisa, the next daily habit of successful people is exercise. And honestly, I think this one is underestimated by a lot of people.
I agree, David. Many people think exercise is only for athletes or people who want to lose weight. But successful people understand that exercise is not just about the body, it's also about the mind.
Exactly. When you exercise, your brain releases endorphins. Those are chemicals that make you feel happy and reduce stress. That's why after a workout, people often feel more energized and focused.
Yes, and that's why so many leaders, entrepreneurs, and professionals make exercise part of their daily routine. Even if they're busy, they still take time for it because they know it improves their productivity and decision making.
That's a really good point. I remember reading about Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group. He said that exercising every day gives him at least 4 extra hours of productivity. That's incredible.
Wow, that's inspiring. And it doesn't have to be something extreme. Even 20 or 30 minutes of walking, stretching, or simple yoga in the morning can make a big difference.
Exactly. Some people think they need to spend hours in the gym, but that's not true. What matters is consistency. Small amounts of exercise done regularly are much more powerful than doing something intense once in a while.
Right. And exercise also builds discipline. When you push yourself to move, even when you don't feel like it, that discipline carries over into other areas of your life, like studying, working, or building new skills.
Absolutely. And here's another benefit. Exercise improves sleep. Successful people know the value of good rest, and regular physical activity helps them sleep better and wake up more refreshed.
That's so important, David. And let's not forget confidence. When you exercise and take care of your health, you feel better about yourself. That confidence helps in meetings, presentations, and even in everyday conversations.
Yes, confidence is key. And one more thing, exercise can also be a time for creativity. Some of the best ideas come while running, walking, or cycling because your mind is relaxed and free.
Exactly. I often get my best thoughts while walking in nature. It clears my head and allows new ideas to flow.
Lisa, let's talk about another powerful habit of successful people, reading and lifelong learning. I think this one is underrated. Many people believe learning stops after school or university, but successful individuals never stop learning.
Absolutely, David. They see learning as a lifelong journey. Books, articles, podcasts, and even conversations with smart people are all ways to grow. For example, Warren Buffett is famous for reading for hours every day. He says knowledge works like compound interest. It grows the more you feed it.
That's such a good point. Successful people know that the world is changing quickly. New technologies, new ideas, and new opportunities come up every day. If you're not constantly learning, you risk falling behind. On the other hand, if you're curious and open to new knowledge, you stay ahead.
I also noticed that successful people don't just read randomly. They choose books that help them develop skills, improve their mindset, or understand their industry better. For instance, many CEOs read books about leadership, psychology, or innovation. Reading expands their vision and helps them make better decisions.
Right. And it's not only about professional growth. Reading can also help with personal growth. Books about philosophy, biographies of great people, or even novels can give insights into human behavior. They make you wiser and more empathetic.
Exactly. And learning isn't only through books. Today we have online courses, workshops, and even platforms like YouTube or podcasts where we can learn almost anything for free. Successful people take advantage of these resources instead of wasting time scrolling aimlessly on social media.
That's a huge difference, Lisa. Two people may both spend 2 hours online. One might waste it on entertainment, while the other could use it to learn coding, public speaking, or a new language. Over time, that difference compounds and leads to very different results.
And you know what else, David? Lifelong learners are usually more confident. When you know you can always learn new skills, you don't feel stuck. You believe you can adapt, solve problems, and grow. That confidence is part of why successful people keep pushing forward.
Well said, Lisa. I think the key habit here is curiosity. Successful people are curious about the world, about people, and about ideas. They ask questions, they listen carefully, and they always want to know more. That curiosity keeps them young in spirit, no matter their age.
And let's not forget discipline. Reading and learning require time. Successful people don't just wait for free time, they create time in their daily routine. Some read in the morning, others before bed. Even 20 to 30 minutes a day adds up to dozens of books a year.
Yes, and that consistent effort builds a strong foundation. If you think about it, habits like reading are investments in yourself. And the best investment you can ever make is in your own knowledge and skills.
That's beautiful, David. So, to our listeners, if you want to build this habit, start small. Pick one book that inspires you. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day. Slowly, you'll notice how your thinking and conversations improve. That's the magic of learning.
Now, Lisa, let's move to another essential habit of successful people, goal setting and planning.
Honestly, I believe this is one of the biggest differences between people who achieve their dreams and those who don't.
I agree, David. People who succeed rarely just go with the flow. Instead, they set clear goals for their lives, their careers, and even their personal growth. Goals give direction. Without them, it's like sailing a ship without a compass. You'll drift, but you won't know where you're going.
Exactly, and successful people don't just dream big, they write their goals down. Studies have shown that writing your goals increases the chances of achieving them. It's like making a contract with yourself.
Yes, and after setting goals, they break them down into smaller steps. For example, if someone's goal is to write a book, they don't try to do it all at once. They plan, maybe 1 page per day or 1 chapter per week. Those small steps make the big dream manageable.
That's true. I've also noticed that successful people use tools like planners, calendars, or apps to stay organized. They don't leave things to memory. Instead, they schedule tasks, set deadlines, and track progress.
And David, there's also the importance of daily planning. Many successful people start their mornings by reviewing their goals and writing down the top 3 tasks they need to complete that day. It keeps them focused on what really matters.
Exactly, Lisa. Because distractions are everywhere. Without a clear plan, you can spend the whole day being busy but not productive. But with goals and priorities written down, you focus on progress, not just activity.
Another thing is flexibility. Planning doesn't mean everything will always go exactly as expected. Life throws surprises at us. Successful people adjust their plans when needed, but never lose sight of the bigger goal.
That's a great point. They see obstacles as part of the journey. Instead of giving up, they replan, find new strategies, and keep moving forward. That persistence is powerful.
And you know what else I admire? Successful people also celebrate small wins. Every step towards the bigger goal is recognized. This keeps them motivated and builds momentum.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the role of long-term vision. Successful people often plan not just for the week or the month, but for 5 or even 10 years ahead. They imagine the life they want, then build a roadmap to get there.
Right. So for our listeners, here's the takeaway. Don't just keep your dreams in your head. Write them down. Break them into small actions. Plan your days with those actions in mind. Over time, you'll see how powerful this habit is.
Lisa, the next habit I think we should talk about is limiting distractions. Successful people are masters at protecting their focus. They understand that time is their most valuable resource.
Absolutely, David. Today, distractions are everywhere. Phones buzzing, social media notifications, endless emails, and even people demanding your attention. If you don't learn how to control these distractions, they will control you.
That's so true. I once read that the average person checks their phone over 100 times a day. Can you imagine how much focus is lost because of that? Successful people, on the other hand, use their devices as tools, not toys.
Right. Many of them schedule no phone time or turn off notifications during work hours. Some even put their phones in another room so they can concentrate fully on the task at hand. This habit increases productivity more than people realize.
Another thing successful people do is time blocking. They set specific periods for deep work where they focus on one important task with 0 interruptions. For example, they might say, from 9 to 11 a.m., I'll only work on writing and nothing else.
Yes, and they also know how to say no. Many people struggle with this. They say yes to every invitation, every request, and every task, and then wonder why they never have time for their own goals. Successful people protect their schedule by politely saying no to things that don't align with their priorities.
Exactly. Saying no is not being rude, it's being smart with your energy. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your goals. That's something people need to remember.
I like that, David. And let's not forget environment. Successful people design their environment to minimize distractions. For instance, a clean, organized workspace helps you focus better than a messy one full of clutter.
Absolutely. Some even use techniques like the Pomodoro method, working for 25 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break. It trains the brain to focus deeply for short periods while still allowing rest.
That's a great technique. Another habit is being mindful of digital distractions like social media. Successful people may still use platforms like Instagram or TikTok, but they limit the time. Instead of scrolling mindlessly for hours, they might use apps that track or restrict usage.
Yes, and this creates room for high-value activities like reading, exercising, or building relationships. Removing distractions doesn't mean living like a monk, it means being intentional about where your attention goes.
Very true, David. At the end of the day, focus is power. If you give your best energy to your most important tasks, you'll achieve results that others can't.
Exactly, Lisa. To our listeners, if you want to practice this habit, start by identifying your biggest distractions. Is it your phone, TV, friends who waste your time? Once you know, create a plan to limit them.
And remember, every distraction you remove is more time and energy for your goals. That's how successful people get ahead.
Lisa, I think it's time we talk about one of the most critical habits of all, consistency and discipline. Without this, none of the other habits really work.
You're absolutely right, David. Successful people don't just do the right things once in a while, they do them every single day. Consistency is what transforms actions into results, and discipline is what keeps those actions going even when motivation fades.
Exactly. A lot of people wait to feel motivated before they act, but successful people know motivation is temporary. Discipline is stronger. It means doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it.
That's so true. Think about athletes. They don't skip training just because they're tired. They train daily, no matter the weather or their mood. That's how champions are made, through discipline and repetition.
Yes, and consistency applies to everything, whether it's exercising, reading, saving money, or working on a project. Small, consistent actions beat big bursts of effort followed by long breaks.
I love that. There's a saying, small daily improvements lead to big results over time. Successful people understand this. They know progress is slow but steady, and they trust the process.
Another important part of discipline is habits. Once you build strong habits, they carry you forward automatically. For example, if waking up early becomes a habit, you don't struggle with it. It just happens.
Exactly. And consistency builds trust too. When people see you show up every day, whether in business or relationships, they start trusting you more. Reliability is a form of success in itself.
That's a great point, Lisa. Another thing I've noticed is that successful people track their progress. They don't just hope they're improving, they measure their actions. For example, they keep journals, habit trackers, or even apps to check how consistent they are.
Yes, and this keeps them accountable. If they miss a day, they notice it and get back on track quickly. They don't let one mistake turn into a week of failure. That's the difference between discipline and giving up.
And let's be honest, consistency requires patience. Many people quit because results don't come fast enough. Successful people, on the other hand, keep going even when they don't see immediate rewards. They know success is built slowly.
I couldn't agree more. Discipline is also about making sacrifices. It might mean less TV, fewer late nights, or saying no to comfort so you can say yes to your dreams.
Yes, Lisa, comfort zones are dangerous. Discipline pushes you out of comfort and into growth. Without it, success is almost impossible.
So, to our listeners, if you want long-term success, build consistency into your life. Do small things daily, stay disciplined, and don't expect overnight results.
Well, Lisa, we've covered so many powerful habits of successful people, from waking up early to practicing gratitude, exercising, lifelong learning, goal setting, limiting distractions, and finally staying consistent and disciplined. It's been quite a journey.
Yes, David, and what's amazing is that none of these habits are impossible. They're simple, everyday practices. The difference is that successful people commit to them and stick with them over time.
Exactly. Success isn't about luck or secret formulas. It's about small, daily actions. Imagine if someone only applied one or two of these habits consistently, they'd already see big changes in their life.
That's right. For example, waking up early gives you extra time for focus. Practicing gratitude keeps your mind positive. Exercising gives you energy. Reading keeps you growing. Each habit strengthens a different part of your life.
And when you combine them, Lisa, they create a powerful system. It's like building blocks. Each one makes the structure stronger. That's why successful people seem unstoppable. They've built routines that support their dreams.
I love that. And it's important to remember no one is perfect. Even successful people miss days or make mistakes. But the key is that they get back on track. They don't give up after one bad day.
Exactly. Consistency doesn't mean being flawless, it means showing up again and again. And over time, that persistence pays off.
Another thing I want our listeners to remember is that you don't have to start with all habits at once. Pick one habit, practice it daily, and once it becomes natural, add another. Slowly, your lifestyle will transform.
Great advice, Lisa. Many people fail because they try to change everything overnight. But success is a marathon, not a sprint. Start small, grow gradually, and never stop improving.
And always surround yourself with people who encourage you. We talked about relationships. Having supportive friends, mentors, or communities makes it easier to stick to good habits.
Absolutely. Success is contagious. If you spend time with disciplined, focused people, you'll naturally start copying their habits.
And finally, remember to believe in yourself. Every successful person started as a beginner. What made them different was the belief that they could improve and the discipline to prove it every day.
That's the perfect closing thought, Lisa. To all our listeners, success is not far away. It's in your daily habits, your mindset, and your choices. Start today. Build the habits of successful people, and soon you'll see yourself becoming one of them.
Yes, take action, stay consistent, and be patient. Your future self will thank you for the habits you build today.
This has been such a powerful discussion. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to all our Smart Learning listeners for joining us.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. See you in the next video.